Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another NRL tipping video. My name is Cody, and tonight I'm here to bring you my round 17 tips of 2024. Last week, in the short round, I managed to get tips correct this time compared to the first Origin affected round back in round 13, which I got duckhead for. I managed to get 3 of the 5 games correct this time. The only games I got incorrect were the upsets of the round. Titans flogging the Warriors. Oh, goodness me. What a shock fest for the Warriors. Titans winning 66-6. And then the Tigers upset over the Raiders. Tigers finally going back to back for the first time, I think, since last year, which is surprising. But 48-24 against the Raiders, but then the only 2 games I got correct. That comes to a total of 60 out of a possible 121 so far for the year. So right on 50, or just a bit below 50%, but just rounded off roughly halfway. But anyways, before we get into the round 17 tips, I will go through the State of Origin Game 2 prediction / team list. I'm just going to go team lists, try scorers, and who I will pick to win Game 2. But anyways, before we get into it, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, we're on the road to 1,700 subscribers. We have cracked 1,680. We are only around 20 subscribers, so I hope we can get there by the end of next week. Anyways, without further ado, we'll get through the team list for the State of Origin sides for both. Now, this game will be taking place at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, so the neutral venue. I think the first time since 2021, I believe, since we've had an Origin game at the MCG. It was either 21 or 2018. It's one of them 2 years. But it's happened quite a few times at the MCG. But we'll get through the team list now. So we'll go through the Queensland squad first. They are pretty much the same. So go at fullback, who has not played a NRL game since Game 1, Reece Walsh, who unfortunately got knocked out from that Suoliti high tackle, Suoliti send-off. So Reece Walsh at fullback, Xavier Coates and Murray Taulagi on the wing. Your centres is Valentine Holmes and Havrisai Tabuai-Fidow. Tom Dearden and the captain, Daly Sherry Evans, is the halfback and 5'8". Reuben Cotter and Lindsay Collins are your props once again. Ben Hunt is the starting hooker. Jaden Sewer, Jamarai Nanai, and Patrick Carrigan round up the back row. On the bench, we have 2 new players. At 14, we have Harry Grant, it's the other hooker, Faluakin and Folawakin. We have Felice Kafusi. Well, technically, he's not a new player because he did play in Game 1 as the 18th man because, unfortunately, Walsh went out. But the new player on the interchange is Kurt Capewell, who has not played Origin since 2021, I think, when he last played with the Broncos. And on the reserves, 18th replacement, also returning for the first time since 2022, Dane Gagai is the 18th replacement. Halliam Lukey and Trent Liero. I don't think he'll get the shot, unfortunately, but good on him for making the reserve side. And yes, so Jermaine Hopgood was out with injury. Same for Covo. Unfortunately, they will not make the squads, but they should be expected to return to their games for the Broncos and Eels, respectively. Now, let's get through the New South Wales side. So, James Tedesco is out. Dylan Edwards will make his debut at fullback. Brian Toto and Zach Lomax are the wingers once again. Stephen Crichton. Now, no Suoliti, because obviously due to the send-off, he's suspended for 4 games. Latrell Mitchell from the Rabbitohs. Good old Latrell plays his first Origin game since 2021. Coming in at centre. Jerome Luai at 5'8". Mitchell Moses at halfback. No Nico Hines this time. At prop, we have Jake Dvojevic as the captain and Payne Haas, Reece Robson at hooker, Liam Martin, Angus Crichton, and this time we have no Hudson Young, no Matt Burton either. Karen Murray comes in at lock. I mean, he's only played one game since his return from injury, but good on him. We need that experience now. Interesting, on the bench, we have Connor Watson. That's interesting, cool. He has not played Origin, but he can play anywhere in the back line. I think we should have gone Matt Burton. We needed that experience, but Matt Burton should have been there, but congrats to Connor Watson. He's deserved to play Origin eventually. Then we have Isaiah Yeo, Homole Ololakoladu, and Spencer Leniu on the interchange. 18th man is Mitchell Barnett, Karen McInnes, followed by Luke Keary. So that's both of the squads. And obviously the coaches for New South Wales, it's Michael Maguire and Billy Slater for Queensland. So obviously, this is a critical game for the Blues. If the Blues lose, Queensland will win the series. If New South Wales win, however, it will be a decider. And stats have backed the Blues to win. Because since 2011, the Blues have won 8 of the last 9 games, winning game 2. So should Blues win this one? Well, yeah, we've got a better squad this time, at least for sure. But Queensland pretty much got the same. And the bookies at Sportsbet have got both of them at $1.92. So, I know, but obviously being a New South Wales Welshman, I will back the Blues for this one. I think Blues will win this one quite comfortable. I will go Blues to win 1-12. Go to Blues to win by 10. Scoreline, we will go 28-18. Try scorers for both. I'll go first try scorer. Go Dylan Edwards. Anytime try scorers for both teams, we'll go Latrell Mitchell and Homole Ololakoladu. when Homole comes on, we'll go Homole Ololakoladu to score. Sorry, I thought Homole was starting. Obviously, I was wrong, sorry. And as for Queensland try scorers, we will go Patrick Carrigan, and I'll go Bold again. We'll go Ben Hunt again. He scored a double and pretty much got Queensland the win and started the Queensland domination back in game 1. But we'll go to Blues to win. But now, with that out of the way, let's get on to the round 17 chips. Come on, you mighty Blues. Alrighty, now we move on to the round 17 chips. The first game kicking off, the only game on Friday night at 8 p.m. at Accor Stadium. We have the 6th place Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs taking on the 3rd place Cronulla Sharks. Last week, unfortunately, the Bulldogs went down to the Roosters at Industry Group Stadium on the Central Coast, losing 26 points to 8, I believe the score was. And as for the Sharks coming off their second bye of the year, the week before putting on a stellar game against the Dolphins. Fortunately, coming up short. Dolphins led 22-0. Sharks came back to lead 24-22, but a last-minute try from Dolphins and a penalty goal pretty much led the Dolphins to win 30-28 in a great game. Great game, no doubt. Yes, it was 26-8 for the Bulldogs-Roosters game last week. Now, at the moment, Dogs are the outsiders at $2.39 and the Sharks are favourites at $1.58. In the past 10 games between the two, Sharks have won 8 of the last 10, which includes winning 6 of the last game. So Sharks have won 6 in a row. Last time the Dogs won was back in 2021, where the Bulldogs won 18 points to 12. And also the Dogs have lost their last 3 of the last 4 games at Accor Stadium versus the Sharks. Last time the Dogs beat the Sharks at Accor Stadium was back in 2019, where they won 14 points to 12. However, many people will bring it up. Bulldogs are the only team still undefeated at home games this year, which includes the one game at Belmore, where they flogged the Titans 32-0. And Sharks coming off a bye, so I'm not sure if Stephen Crichton will back up for the Bulldogs. He is a massive loss should he not play on Friday. I mean, it's only 2 days and it's down in Melbourne, but I don't know if he'll back up. I don't think he will. But this game should be a good game. I think the Dogs will bounce back, but I will go to Sharks to win this one by 6 points. Sharks to win by 18-12. Try scores for both teams. For the Dogs, we'll go Jacob Carraz, and for the Sharks, we'll go Thomas Hazelton to score. So Sharks just to win this one, 1-12. Alrighty, now we move on to our first of 3 Super Saturday games. The first one kicking off at 3 p.m. here in Australia, 5 p.m. over there in New Zealand. Of course, I'm talking about the 13th place New Zealand Warriors taking on the 7th place Brisbane Broncos. Broncos coming off their second bye as well. The week before, they lost to the Rabbitohs 22-12 at the Core Stadium. They are currently now on a 3-game losing streak. And as for the Warriors, boy oh boy, Warriors. Getting flogged by the Titans of all teams, 66-6. A captain's run, pretty much. A trial game. A reserve grade game. Warriors show no heart, no faith, and they didn't show up on that day. They were lucky to get a try at all. But Jesus Christ, to lose to the Titans like that by 60, which that's the Titans' biggest win in their club history now. And also, that was also the Warriors' worst score, the highest losing margin tied of all time, 60 points. The other time the Warriors lost by 60 was 2 years ago on Anzac Day when the Warriors lost to the Storm 70 points to 10. Unreal. But jeez, you got to feel for the Warriors fans, but Jesus Christ. Who expected that to happen? No one. But anyway, we'll put that behind us and hopefully the Warriors will look to recover after that horrible performance. Broncos are obviously the favourites at $1.64 and the Warriors are outsiders at $2.26. In the past 10 games between the two, Broncos have won 5 of the last 9, which thrown a draw in there as well, which was back in 2019. Broncos have also won 3 of the last 4 games between the two. This is also the first time these two have clashed at Mount Smart Stadium since 2019, with Broncos winning the last fixture at Mount Smart between the two, 8 points to 2. Now, Brisbane did win last year when they played the Warriors in New Zealand, but that was at McLean Park. I think that was in Napier, 26-22. And also, Brisbane have also won 3 of the last 5 games incorrect, my apologies. Warriors have won 3 of the last 5 at Mount Smart Stadium versus the Broncos. So, for this one, who do I see winning? Warriors should bounce back. It's back in front of their home faithful. Broncos have lost 3 in a row as well. And I'm not sure if all of their origin players will back up. I mean, most of them did when they played the Sharks. And they still lost. This one's going to be quite tricky, honestly. But I think the Broncos will snap their losing streak finally. I will go Broncos to win by 4, however. It is tough to beat the Warriors in New Zealand, but I can't say anything about that horrible loss against the Titans by the Warriors. So I will play it safe, back the Broncos to win by 4. Scoreline will go 18-14. This won't be a good game to watch, honestly. For try scores for both teams, we will go Chocolate Nickel Clockster, and we'll go Katoni Staggs for both teams. Broncos to win by 4. Alrighty, now we move on to the second game of Saturday. Next one kicking off at 5:30 p.m. up at McDonald Jones Stadium up in Newcastle at Broadmeadow. We have the 12th place Newcastle Knights taking on the last place, 17th place Parramatta Eels. Both teams are coming off their second bye of the year. Eels losing to the Roosters in round 15, 28-18. And as for the Knights, they lost to the Panthers, 26-18. So Knights have lost last 2 games by 8 points. I mean, they're keeping it competitive, but it's not enough. And as for Para, they're in last. They're in all mess at the moment. They're only in last as well because the Titans flogged the Warriors and the Tigers beat the Raiders. Shocking, hey? And obviously, of course, the Rabbitohs are also in 14th, I should mention, but we're only 2 points clear off the spoon at the moment, but that's for next week to discuss. Anyways, the bookies have made it close to decide who are the favourites. At the moment, the Knights are the favourites at $1.87, and the Eels are at $1.97. So only 10 cents difference, which that is really funny, honestly. In the past 10 games between the two, Eels have won 6 of the last 10, which includes winning 6 in a row. The Knights have not beaten the Eels since 2019 and 28 points to 14, and that's the last time the Knights beat the Eels at McDonald Jones. My apologies. Funny enough, they have lost their last 3 games versus the Eels at McDonald Jones. 10 points to 4 in 2020, 40 points to 4 in 2021, and then the most recent game in 2022, McDonald Jones, getting whopped 39 points to 2. Jesus. But Eels have won 6. They've won 8 of the last 12 games, which is impressive, considering where Parramatta is on the ladder, where they are at the moment on the ladder. But this game's going to be another tough one to pick to determine who wins. Who do I see winning this one? This one's a flip of a coin. But you can go Para because Moses could back up. I'm not sure. And they do well when Moses and Gufferson are together. And as for Newcastle, they've been hit or miss, but they've been a bit more competitive since their flogging to the Bulldogs a few weeks back. This one's a tough one, but I'm going to go the Knights to win this one. I think the Knights will finally snap their 6-game losing streak against the Eels. I think the Knights will get it done here. Knights, to my knowledge, have no Origin players other than Dane Gagai, but he may not play on Wednesday for the Maroons. But I will back the Knights to win this one, to win by 6. Like the previous game, this one won't be a good game to watch. I think this one's going to be high scoring. Honestly, no defense. We'll go to the Knights to win this one by 6. To win by 26-20. Score for try scorers for both. We will go Greg Masu to score for the Knights, and for the Eels, we'll go Bryce Cartwright to score. So the Knights to win by 6. Alrighty, now we move on to the final game of the Saturday games, kicking off at 7:35 p.m. at Amy Park in Melbourne. We have the current first place potential minor premiers, the Melbourne Storm, taking on the 10th place Canberra Raiders. Now, last week, Melbourne just hang on to beat the Dolphins in a Game of the Year contender. A great game against the Dolphins, just winning 30-24. They still somehow find a way to win, and they did. 30-24 against the Dolphins. Some caught my apologies last week. And as for the Raiders, just like the Warriors, Raiders lost to the Tigers in an upset of the year. The Tigers snapped their losing streak against the Raiders, finally did, and snapped their 10-game losing streak at Campbelltown, I should point out. Raiders losing 48-24. I didn't see the game myself because I was too buggered from the night before, obviously, with the Rabbits Mealy. But Jesus Christ, when I saw that result, I was like, I had to check 3 times. I had to make sure I'm not dreaming. Like, the Tigers won at Campbelltown and they won 2 in a row? I can't believe it. Tigers won 2 in a row. Well, I think last time the Tigers won 2 in a row was like last year, but I'll get to that when I get to Tigers. Anyway, Raiders falling in some loot. I mean, Raiders are in some form of slump at the moment, and they're out of the 8. No surprise there. Ricky Stewart will be blowing a fuse, no doubt, like he always does. Anyways, Storm are obviously the favourites at $1.70, and to my shock and surprise, the Raiders are at $5.10 outsiders. Holy shit! After that trophy performance against the Tigers, yet Raiders have got a good record in Melbourne, winning the last few games between the two, which comes to this. In the last 10 games between the two, Melbourne have won 6 of the last 10, which includes winning winning 7 of the last 9 games. 6 of the last 8 games, my apologies. However, since 2016, the Raiders have won 5 of the 9 games at Amy Park, which is impressive, because not many teams have had success winning at Amy Park in the last decade, but Raiders have pretty much been the only team to beat the Storm at Amy Park in the last decade, which includes the finals game, which goes back to 2019 and also 2022, which Raiders won both of those occasions, 12-10 and 28-20 respectively. However, the last time these two clash, which was in Melbourne destroyed the Raiders 48-2. So not good signs there for Raiders, but the way they've been for the last few weeks, they let the Cowboys destroy them. They didn't show up. I mean, they finally showed up. They scored 3 tries to catch up to Tigers, but it wasn't enough. For this game, obviously, I will back Melbourne to win this one. They've been too good. I will go Melbourne to win this one by 13 plus. Yes, I'm going 13 plus. We'll go Melbourne to win by 18. Scoreline will go 32-14. Try scores for both teams. We'll go, I think, should he back up? We'll go Ryan Path now. So it was good to see him back for the Storm. He scored a try at least last week. And as for the Raiders, we'll go... I think we'll go Nick Kotrick to score for the Raiders. So Melbourne to win 13 plus. Alrighty, now we move on to our final 3 games on Sunday ticket. First game kicking off at 2 p.m. at Nostrada Jubilee Stadium at Cogra in Sydney. We have the 9th place, Sir George Illawarra Dragons taking on the high-spiriting, fins up, 5th place Dolphins. Last week, Dragons coming off their second bye of the season. Week before, they lost to Manly at Brookvale, losing 30 points to 14, I got the score for that one correct, funny enough. I was shocked about that. And as for the Dolphins, unfortunately, just lost to the Storm in a great game between the two, losing 30-24 at Suncorp last week. At the moment, the Dragons are the favourites. Dolphins are the favourites, my apologies, at $1.88. And the Dragons at $1.96. Really close. But as for State of Origin, the Hammer is the only player out for Origin. I think he will back up because it is 4 days later. And as for Dragons, Zach Lomax and Ben Hunt is expected to back up as well. So it should be a great game between the two. Now, this will be the 4th game between the two. Dolphins have won have won the last 2, and the Dragons won the first one. And the last time these two played, which was in round 2, I think it was, Dolphins flogged the Dragons 38-0 at KO Stadium. This will also be the second time the Dolphins have played in Sydney this year after beating the Sharks just 30-28. And this will be the first time these two have played at Cogra as well. So for this game, I will back the Dolphins to win this one. I think with the confidence they put in to beat the Sharks like that at Cronulla, I reckon they will back. I think they will bounce back after last week and win this one 1-12. We'll go Dolphins win by 4 only. I reckon it's going to be a close one. Scoreline will go 22-18. Try scorers for both teams. Dragons will go Tyrell Sloan, and for the Dolphins, we'll go Jack Bostock. He's been a try scoring machine this year. Unreal. So, Dolphins to win by 4. Fins up. Alrighty, now we move on to the free-to-air game on Sunday, kicking off at 4:05 p.m. at the foot of the mountains at Bluebet Stadium in Penrith. We have the second place Penrith Panthers taking on the new top 8 team, the Cowboys, in 8th place, the North Queensland Cowboys. Yes, after the Cowboys had their first bye, they are back in the top 8 once again for the first time in who knows how long. Coming off their first bye of the year. The week before, last time out in round 15, the Cowboys destroyed the Raiders in Canberra, winning 3 in a row at the nation's capital now against the Raiders. 34-16. Great performance for the Cowboys. They led 28-0 in the first half. How unreal that was. And as for the Panthers, they're coming off their second bye of the year. Last time out, they managed to hold on and beat the Knights in Newcastle, winning 26-18 against the Knights, and still remain in the top 2. And this is going to be one of the few games that Origin players may not back up. Now, but obviously I think all of them will back up after this. It is on Sunday. It's 4 days after. So you've got like Isaiah Yeo, Murray Talangi, Reece Robson, Ruben Cotter, many others. They all should back up for this one. Should be a great game between the two as well. Penrith are the favourites at $1.26. Cowboys are outsiders at $3.85. In the past 10 games between the two, Panthers have won 6 of the last 10, which includes winning the last 2 clashes. The last time out these two play, Panthers hold off a Cowboys comeback at Queensland Country Bank Stadium back on April 27th in Anzac Round. Penrith just hold on to win 26-20, and Cowboys have been giving it to Penrith in the last few games. Now, unfortunately, the Cowboys have lost the last 5 games at Bluebet Stadium. The last time the Cowboys beat the Panthers in Penrith was in 2016, where the Cowboys won 23-18. However, the Cowboys did beat the Panthers at Carrington Park in Bathurst in 2018, where the Cowboys won coincidentally 26-20. So, in these last 10 games, at least 2 of the games have been decided by 6 points, 26-20. What a funny coincidence, eh? But for this game, as much as I want to go for the Cowboys, as I have not been tipping the Cowboys, and they have been winning, unfortunately, I will not back them this time. I think Panthers will just hold them off once again like they did up at Queensland Country Bank early in the year. So, Panthers to win by 4. And scoreline will go 20-16. Try scorers for both. We'll go Isaac Tago for the Panthers, and for the Cowboys, we will go Scotty Drinkwater to score. Anyways, Panthers to win by 4. Alrighty, now we move on to the final game of round 17 at 6:15 p.m. So, first 6:15 p.m. we've had for a long time, since round 6 or 7. I think it was round 6. We have the new team in the top 4. We have the Sydney Roosters in 4th place, taking on the 2 games in a row, 16th place West Tigers. Yes, Roosters coming off a win over the Bulldogs at Industry Group Stadium on the weekend, winning 26 points to 8. Unfortunately, though, they've lost Junior Polgar for 4 games due to a high tackle on Connor Tracy, by apologies, and he was sent off. So, obviously, he learnt a lesson from Suoliti. That's two Roosters players have been sent off already this year. Technically, it was State of Origin, but Suoliti's with the Roosters, so it still counts. But yeah, Roosters managed to win against the Dogs last week. As for the West Tigers, they finally cracked their losing streak, not just against the Raiders. They finally broke their 8-game losing streak against the Raiders. They also broke their 10-game losing streak at Campbelltown Sports Stadium. Since 2020, before the game against the Raiders, they lost every game at Campbelltown. Shocking. It took them 4 years to finally get a win. But, obviously, great win for the Tigers. 2 in a row wins now. Their first win, obviously, last week against the week before against the Titans. Winning, it was 2 weeks ago, winning 18-10 at Lycard. But, Jesus Christ, 48-24. Good on the West Tigers. That was a well-deserved win for him. I didn't expect it. No one but the Tigers fans expected it. But anyways, Roosters are the favourites at $1.17. The Tigers at $5.10. And the West Tigers are aiming for 3 wins in a row. I believe since 2018. A long 6 years. And I think it was back in April as well. So, Tigers are going to be desperate to beat the Roosters for this one. But this is where the bad things happen for the Tigers, unfortunately. Now, in the past 10 games between the two, Roosters have won 9 of the last 10, which includes winning 7 in a row. However, Roosters have won 18 of the last 20 games against the West Tigers. I am not exaggerating on that. The Tigers have lost 18 games, which includes 7 and 9 games in a row against the Roosters, respectively. Oh my God. The only 2 times the Tigers have beaten the Roosters since 2011 was 2018, 10 points to 8 to open up round 1 that season of 2018. And that was also... Oh no, sorry, my mistake. Wrong stadium. And 1912 back in 2011. So, Tigers are looking to finally break that lousy losing streak against the Roosters. Can they do it though? As much as I want them to win, unfortunately, it's at Allianz Stadium. Unfortunately, I think the Tigers will just come up short. I think Roosters will win this one. I expect all their Origin players to back up, like Angus Crichton, Connor Watson, Spencer Lenier, or that. Luke Keary is expected to play this week, because I don't think he'll be playing for Origin now. So we'll go to Roosters to win this one by 8. Scoreline we'll go 30-22. I think it's going to be another high-scoring game, honestly. But give the Tigers a chance. If it's going to be another upset of the season, it's going to be this one. But I think Roosters will take this one just by 8 points. Try scorers for both. Adam Dewey was excellent in his return game. His first game in 14 months after, I think that was his 3rd ACL injury. Really unfortunate. But good on Adam Dewey. I think Adam Dewey will go for another try. And as for the Roosters, we'll go Daniel Tupou to score. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up my round 17 NRL tips of 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. We're on the road to 1,600 subscribers. Thank you all to have recently subscribed. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be going any games this week because obviously Rabbitohs had their 3rd and final bye, along with the Titans, their 3rd and final bye, and Manly have their 2nd bye of the season. So we'll soak in the 2 points. Obviously, we need the Warriors to lose and potentially the Knights as well. But anything is possible this week. But anyways, good luck with your tips this week, guys. And for State of Origin, let's go, you mighty Blues. Screw the Queensland scum. Time to win game 2. Let's make it a decider. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting out of here. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.